Good morning. It looks like we've been joined by Brandon, who is the enrollment person who's kind of managing all of this for us.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Brandon Kreitz. I think that you might have already had a question or two before I joined in, but wanted to give just a quick introduction to myself and kind of a couple of reminders about celebration today. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And we've got plenty of other sessions after this, so you know, there's plenty of more fun and information to be had today. But really quickly, just want to let you know that this session really is just is a follow-up. So I hope that you've had a chance to watch the academic session beforehand. But if not, you know, feel free to ask any questions that that are on your mind, whether you've watched it or not. You know, U.S. News and World Report ranked John Carroll #1 in undergraduate teaching in the Midwest for 2020, and that's because we strive for more than what's required academically or personally and socially, and we hope to empower you to achieve what others see as improbable. We recognize that lifelong exploration connects us to endless discovery and wonder and joy, and so you'll graduate and you're going to be unafraid to pursue the unknown. And we have several of our highly rated faculty members here with us today. Since I came in a little bit like in the middle of a conversation, did you already have a chance to introduce yourselves?
We did a little bit, but it looks like we've been joined by some more people, so maybe we'll do that again.
Yeah,
so
now that it's 11:30,
Dr.
I think
D'Ambrosia. I'm the chair. Sorry, go ahead, Brandon.
No, I was just saying now that it's 11:30, I think people are joining us from the most recent session. So yeah, why don't you take it away?
Okay, so I'm Dr. D'Ambrosia. I'm the chair of the Department of Math and Computer Science. I teach mathematics. We have two other faculty members. I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Linda Sider. I teach computer science and data science.
I'm Professor Dan Palmer. I'm a computer scientist, and I'd love to see you in my classes come fall.
And we also have 3 of our senior students, so I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Maybe we'll go in alphabetical order. So Colin, do you want to start?
Yeah, my name is Colin Corcoran. I'm a graduating senior this spring. I'm majoring in math and minoring in data science and actuarial science.
Okay, thanks. Neil?
My name is Neil Kumar, and I'm a graduating senior this year as well, and I'm a computer science major with a data science minor.
Great, and Maddie?
Hi, I'm Maddie Tobolewski. I'm a graduating data science major, and I also have a double major in political science.
Okay, thanks. All right, so Brandon, I don't know how you want to do this now from here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that we can just let it kick off. I want to encourage people, if you have questions, we ask that you post your questions in the chat function. So if you've never used Zoom before, if you look to the bottom of your screen, there's a little chat box that you can click on. It'll pull up the full chat log to the right. If you want to post your questions there, we would appreciate that so that we can kind of keep track of them. And that way, if multiple people ask questions at the same time, we have the chance to get to each of those. I see we have our first question here. So I can kind of moderate these as they come in. So, you know, just because we're answering one question, please don't hesitate to post your questions in the chat. We've got, you know, some of our experts, faculty and students here today. So that's what we're here for. But let me read this first one. I think this one comes from Fadi, and Fadi asks, does each computer science class focus on a specific programming language, or are multiple languages incorporated into an individual class?
Yeah, I think let's let Dr. Palmer take this one.
Yeah.
Hi there. Thank you for the question. The primary language we use in the computer science major is Java. But it's not the only language that we use. We also, there's a number of classes that we teach that use Python. There are some that use Visual Studios with the C# libraries. Our introductory programming class actually uses 2 programming languages currently. There's a language that's sort of a drag and drop language to help people get familiar with the concepts called Snap. And then after we've done a little while with Snap, people get used to the basic ideas of programming. We switch over to a language called processing, which is very, very much like Java. And that leads you right into the second programming class in object-oriented programming, which does use Java as an introduction. So we do a number of different languages throughout the program, but there aren't really any classes that focus on multiple languages at the same time.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. We had another question come in. Thanks again for these questions, they're great. Luke asks, how much overlap in classes is there between data science and computer science?
I think we'll let Dr. Sider take this one.
There is a fair amount of overlap. Many of our computer science majors do a data science minor and vice versa. Both computer science and data science require the same introductory programming course. They both have a database course. And I'm trying to think what else they actually both require. But there are many of our upper level electives are also can be double dipped. They basically would apply to both the data science and the computer science major. So Dr. Palmer is teaching machine learning this semester. That's an elective either major can apply for. We've also had data visualization, big data, blockchain. Those are all courses that both data science and computer science students can take. And I don't know if maybe some of our seniors or graduating seniors want to talk a little bit about, from your perspective, the overlap. Like maybe Maddie, or who else is doing the, Neil, are you doing, you're doing the data science minor? And Maddie,
yeah, I can definitely speak to that. Yeah, so I'm a computer science major myself, and I'm in the machine learning class this semester that Dr. Sider was just talking about. And there seems to be a pretty good mix of data science majors and computer science majors. So like I said, I'm a CS major, but Maddie is a data science major, and we're both in the same class here. So it gives a unique perspective to the class to have both the majors in there. So it's kind of a cool thing that we're able to do.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that one of the things that as a data science major, and I don't know if this will change in the future, but like I've never used Java. So I think it kind of like depends what avenue you want to go down. I think that the fact that we offer data science is really unique. It's kind of a new program nationally. So it's a really interesting way to implement new concepts that a lot of businesses in any realm are looking for. I would say in data science, we primarily use Python, but there's use for, I think, both across many classes. But I know that some of the requirements for data science were like intro to like computer programming or like application development and things like that. So you definitely dip your toes into it, but there's still like significant difference. So like each program is going to be different, not, identical twins.
Okay, thanks.
And many of our students, let me just point out, very often when you come in as a freshman, you might not know which one you want to do. And since there is overlap in the freshman courses, you can basically, you don't have to decide, do I want to do computer science or data science right off the bat? You could take courses that are common to the two and then kind of decide which angle you prefer.
Yeah, also real quick, the data science major allows you to choose a concentration, or I think you have to choose a concentration. So because I have a double major with political science, I actually made political science my concentration because our poli-sci program is really research heavy. So I do a lot of like R programming and like Python to do like analysis. So, I mean, even if you're interested in like getting a minor in like business or econ or something along those lines, you can integrate that into the data science program really seamlessly too.
Great. Okay, thanks. I'm going to take this next question, which is about AP credit for computer science. So there are two AP courses in computer science. There's the Computer Science Principles and Computer Science A. In the past, we have given credit for the Computer Science Principles course, but we found that the vast majority of students who come in having taken the principles course are actually not prepared sufficiently to go into our second computer science course. And so starting this year, We are going to be giving some general elective credit for the computer science principles, but we're not going to allow students to skip that first introduction to software development. So the computer science principles, you would come in and you would take the first course here. For the computer science A, was someone going to cut in there?
No, you're good. I'll chime in once you're done because I have some just general advice, but you go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so the computer science A course, we would let you skip, in fact, the first 2 courses in the computer science major with some consultation with an advisor. We would want to talk with you one-on-one and make sure that you really are ready to move past that second course in Java. Go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah, no, that's all great advice. And, you know, the general advice that I normally give to all of my students as their enrollment manager, I know that some of you in here are, I've been working with you, but you should definitely try to send any AP credit or any CCP or CLEP credit to your enrollment manager when you officially commit to John Carroll. So hopefully you do that today, but you know, when you send us your CCP credit or your AP credit, then we'll evaluate it and we'll give you all the credit that we possibly can. So you know, whether it's AP in just those 2 specific classes, or if you happen to take AP Comp, or if you did try, you know, CCP at a community college or something like that, you definitely want to send that to us and we'll give you all the credit that we possibly can. So that's my general advice. I can kind of read into this next one. Elizabeth asks, is there any internship requirement for computer science majors?
Let me jump in if I may.
Yeah.
We have 2 different versions of computer science majors. We have a sort of a traditional general computer science major, which would prepare you for either a software development job or to go on to grad school in computer science. We also have a major called computer science with healthcare information technology. And what that is a superset of the computer science major. But instead of having a wide choice of what you might take for your electives, we would put you into a program that would prepare you for a career in healthcare information technology. In that program, there is a requirement for an internship. And we have a working relationship with the Cleveland Clinic, and every year we send generally somewhere between 3 and 5 students to do internships with the software development folks down in the radiology department there. In the general computer science major, there is not a requirement for an internship, but there are opportunities if you prepare and plan ahead of time where we can set up an independent study or a project that would be related to your internship if you're interested in.
I'd also point out that although we don't require internships for our computer science and data science, almost all of our, typically after the sophomore year, the summer after their sophomore year, although we have a few freshmen, almost all of our students get paid internships during the summer. And that's because those first 2 years, if you're computer science, you're taking programming, web, database, and these are all really marketable skills. And so, you know, our students are in demand. And for data science, those first 2 years, you're learning R programming, Python programming, as well as database. So while we don't have an internship requirement, almost all of our undergrad, or at least the computer science and data science, get paid internships, you know, at least after their sophomore year and definitely their junior as well.
Yeah, thank you. Tyler asks, if I am looking to become an actuary, should I choose mathematics or data science as my major? What advice do you have?
So those are actually both really good choices. The truth is that the actuary science minor has more overlap with the mathematics major than it does with the data science major. Our data science and computer science programs, both of them, don't really have a lot of math requirements. So in data science, of course, you take a lot of statistics, which is very helpful for actuarial work. But the actuarial science program, because it prepares you for those actuarial exams, It requires 3 semesters of calculus. It requires a theoretical and mathematical statistics course. Those are all things that would count towards the math major, but not the data science major. So I think the students, I mean, Colin, did you consider doing the data science minor at one point?
Yeah, I am doing a data science minor, and I
Okay.
think the big reason was because of how much overlap there was. I didn't pick it up until my junior year, and it was only like 2 or 3 extra classes. So,
Yeah,
but
so
yeah, I
you
also would
came
say
in,
that the mathematics major is more similar
yeah, so Colin, you
for
knew from the very
for
beginning that you were going to do math and actuarial science, right?
yes, correct.
Okay, thanks.
Great, thank you. That was good advice. William asks, if you major in marketing and or other business majors, how many courses are required to minor in data science?
So I think the data science minor is either 7 or 8 courses right now.
Oh.
Somewhere in there. There is a little bit of overlap. The economics statistics course that you take for the business major will count as your elementary statistics course in the data science minor or major minor. I've lost our track already what I'm talking about here. So the data science minor, we have a lot of business students who are doing the data science minor right now. So again, it's probably about 6 more courses beyond what you would take for your business major.
Not bad, not bad. Luke asks, how long do you have to decide whether you want to major in computer science or data science?
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
As either Dr. Sider or Dr. Palmer mentioned, there is some overlap in that first year. Both majors require the Intro to Programming class. Both of them require the Intro to Database course. Beyond that, if you're thinking that data science is a possibility, we would suggest that you take the Introduction to Data Science course that first year. Just get your feet wet and make sure it really is something that you're interested in doing. And if you think that you're interested in computer science, we might suggest that you take the second computer science course that first year, the Java course. And then after you've done those, you'll have a better sense maybe of which track you want to pursue. Certainly we have students who don't ever really completely decide and they end up doing both majors.
We also at John Carroll, you don't officially declare a major until typically your second semester sophomore year. And so, you know, if you're coming in and you don't know whether you want to do computer science or data science, as Dr. D'Ambrosio said, you know, that your freshman year, you could experiment with both. The Intro to Data Science and the Intro Statistics are also quantitative analysis courses. And every student, as part of our liberal arts core, has to take a QA course. So, you know, you could always take that, the Intro to Data Science, and it will, if you decide not to major, it will still count for John Carroll core. Same with these statistics. And then again, since both computer science and data science require that Intro to Programming course, you know, we would recommend that you would take that your freshman year as well. And if you really love it, and maybe you don't like stats quite as much, they're not throwaways. You'd still be able to use them for either major or the core requirement.
Yep, that's one of the things that I always recommend if students ask me that, you know, because it's the advantage to a school like John Carroll and the integrative core that you can kind of get your feet wet before you take that dive and fully commit to, you know, to a double major or, you know, even just your first major. So it's great that it's set up that way. We have another question. And before I read this one, I want to give everyone a quick time check that it's almost 11:50. And so we do have to cut this off at noon. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to get them in right now. Since there's more sessions at 12 o'clock, I want to make sure that we're out of here so everyone can get to the next session. But that being said, let's get on to the next question. Michael asks, what are some prominent businesses that are common with internships for computer science students?
I'm going to let the computer science faculty take this one.
Yeah.
You're
Oh,
both
Dr.
muted
Palmer,
at
I
the
think you're
moment.
muted.
I was
Dan,
pushing
you're
my
muted.
space bar and it wasn't working. Oh well. As I mentioned in a private response to Michael's chat, some of the companies that our students get internships with and jobs with in this area, specifically Cleveland Clinic, we have a lot of people working at the Cleveland Clinic. We have a lot of people at Highland Software. We have a lot of people at Progressive Insurance, University Hospitals. We've had students do internships at the Steris Corporation, Forest City, Dwellworks. We have a local IBM chapter in the city where we have a number of students there. And then there's a whole host of smaller companies, mostly whose names are initials that I'm going to get wrong if I try and remember them. But we have a very wide variety. Maybe I'll ask Neil and Colin to weigh in, maybe Maddie too. Where are your friends interning?
Yeah, so I personally interned my sophomore year. I interned at a place called Tradesman International down in Macedonia. And then last summer, I interned at Medical Mutual of Ohio. That was in downtown. But a lot of my friends, like Dr. Palmer said, are interning at the Cleveland Clinic, Highland Software. There's a couple other smaller companies like startups. There's this blockchain startup called Onum that I know a couple kids are interning at. So a lot of different places in the area, like all the big names and a lot of the small names as well, from what I've seen.
Yeah,
Maddie, where are
I
you
interned
interning?
last.
Go ahead, Carl, or Colin.
I was just gonna say I interned last summer with DFAS, which is Defense Finance and Accounting Services, and then my job for next summer is with KeyBank. But those are both more of a data science, math kind of job. But
I took kind of like a different route. I did cybersecurity analytics with the Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland. And one of my other friends named Chase Mazaris, who also goes to John Carroll, also interned there in their application development department. So there is also computer science opportunities there. Something I would suggest if you're like thinking that route is look at who the Bowler partners are for our business college. Because although they're there primarily for like the finance and accounting, a lot of those big companies like EY, Deloitte also have computer science or data science internships available.
We've also had students intern all over the country. We've had students have summer internships out at Google. We've had people in Washington, D.C. working for the government, San Francisco. We've had students at Disney. One student worked for the Indians. I mean, it's really, you know, technology, computer science and data science and mathematics is everywhere. It's in every business. So if you want to stay local, you can. But if you want to venture out, we've had students all over.
There's also a program through John Carroll. There's an alumni of JCU that lives in Chicago that owns an apartment building. So if you were to get a internship in Chicago, you can apply through this program that John Carroll helps to sponsor, and you get free housing in Chicago for your summer internship. And that's a program that not a lot of students really know about until it's already done. So I'm telling you now. So hopefully you guys all take advantage of that, because that's a great opportunity to live in Chicago for free.
Live anywhere for free. That sounds awesome. All right, so we got about 7 minutes. We got a few more questions here. We've talked about this a little bit, but Lori asks, how much overlap would there be between a computer science and data science double major?
So the short answer to that is that there's actually quite a bit. I would say at least half of the courses that you would take for either one of those majors would count for the other major as well. So we have a fair number of students who are doing a double major in computer science and in data science. I think the more common thing is to major in one of those and to minor in the other one. But there's definitely quite a bit of overlap.
Thank you. Michael asks, is there anywhere to find a detailed look at the course layout for computer science?
Yeah, so the best place to do that is to look in the undergraduate bulletin. So if you go to the John Carroll website and you just do a search on undergraduate bulletin, it'll take you to the page that has all of the recent undergraduate bulletins, and just click on the most recent one. In fact, I think the link says current bulletin. And then it takes a little bit of practice to navigate your way through there, but if you scroll down the table of contents to the College of Arts and Sciences, and then in there, there's a subheading under Programs of Study. And if you find computer science under that Programs of Study, oh, Neil just put the link in the chat. Way to go, Neil.
Yeah, so you can just go right there to that link, and you can see like the full roadmap of what the computer science options will be.
I was gonna say, Neil went to the exact page for the computer science program. So you're my hero today, Neil.
Scroll down more and you'll get to data science.
Yeah, I was going to say data
see how
science
well our
and
students are
mathematics
prepared.
are there too. Yeah, this is the learning put to action. This is perfect. Yeah, thanks, Neil. All right.
No problem.
Well, we have about 4 minutes left, so if you have any other questions, please post them quickly. But since it looks like like there aren't any right now, I just want to give a few last-minute reminders to everyone. Don't forget that after this, we have the Buller Professional Development and the Center for Career Services. Their live streams are airing at noon, so we encourage you to check those out if you can. Both excellent opportunities. And then at 12:30, we have sessions for commuter students and for resident students. And then at 1 o'clock, we have our admitted students reception and our parents reception and current JCU parent panel. So lots of other things for people to check out today. And I want to give a final reminder from my end that, yeah, thanks, Dr. Palmer. I was just about to say, if you do have any additional questions, we have a wide range of staff and faculty who are here to help answer these questions for you. So if you have questions about your admission, your financial aid, or your enrollment, please don't hesitate to reach out to your enrollment manager. Reach out to me, reach out to whoever your EM is, because we're all here to answer those questions for you. If you like what you see today and you like what you hear and you're ready to make the commitment, don't forget that the next step is to log into your JCU Gateway, pay that, reply to the offer of admission and pay the enrollment deposit. And then with that, we can make you an official Blue Streak. And it looks like our awesome #1 ranked faculty are sharing their emails there as well. So if you do have further questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to Dr. D'Ambrosia, Dr. Sider, or Dr. Palmer at the emails there that they've provided. We recorded this session as well, so if something is in your mind and you want to revisit this, keep checking jcu.edu in the next couple of weeks, and we'll be publishing the recording of this session so that you can revisit this if you'd like to. But doesn't look like there have been any other questions, so since we only have about a minute left, I'll wrap it up by just saying thank you to our faculty, thank you to our students, and thank you to everyone who joined us today, because this is it's a wild and crazy time, but we're happy that you were able to join us. So enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you soon, and hopefully we'll see you in the fall. Thanks, everyone.
All right, thank you.